I feel a bit like, sorry, I am 40 weeks and 6 days pregnant. My back is in bits. But I feel like I've just robbed a bank with this outfit on. It's not my normal thing that I would wear. But it's the only thing that fits. So we're going for it. But hello, welcome everybody, welcome back. I am going to be starting on here a series of videos about having a really good poo. I have been doing it over on some of the other social channels, so TikTok and stuff, called the Better Poop series, and actually it's really inspired me to kind of get into the nitty gritty a bit more. I'm currently also writing a Better Poop workbook for people that are just really struggling to go to the toilet properly. It's more aimed towards that sort of constipation side, but actually does also help with if you've got that more urgency, because it's all about toilet training and all the natural things that we can do to improve how our bowels are. But what I wanted to do is break some of those strategies down slightly and go through them on here. So I'm going to just do kind of per video, per strategy. So today's first one that we're going to talk about is all about toilet training, and it is about finding your bowels routine and rhythm. And the reason for that is that our bodies absolutely thrive off routine, and they thrive when we are in our natural circadian rhythm. So our circadian rhythm is our natural body clock. So it's when we wake up, it's when we go to sleep, it's when we take a poop, and training our bodies to have that happening at the same time, or our bodies love it, when we are doing that at the same time. We should be able to wake up without our alarms, easily go to sleep at the same time. If we are doing it at the same time every single day, our bodies naturally will get you up, or naturally send you to go into that sort of sleep phase when it goes into that sort of time that you are going to sleep. And the bowels are the same. So that's what we want to try and do, is train our bowels to open up at the same time every day. And how we do that is simply by picking a time of day, preferably in the morning, because that's normally when we would like to go to the toilet. If you are doing shift work and you do not have a solid morning routine, which lots of people don't, this is harder for you. Your circadian rhythm will not be there at all, because you are up and asleep at different times, especially people that do night shifts. It's very hard for you to regulate anything to do with a rhythm. But what you have to do is find your own routine. So just go, right, what I am going to do is, before I leave for my shift, no matter what time of day that is, I start my toilet training. I do the 5 minutes in the toilets. That's what we're going to talk about. But let's say you are someone who is a 9 to 5er and we want to try and get you pooping in the morning. Normally the best time for it is actually after you've had something to eat, potentially maybe after you've had a coffee. So coffee does also help. Coffee, please don't have it on an empty stomach. Coffee stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, which is your flight and fright. I can never say that. Flight and fight and flight. And it can actually make you feel a bit anxious. It can raise your stress levels. So always try and have it with food if you can. So you want to pick a time. So we're going to say 7 o'clock a.m. is your pooping time. And you are going to commit to that every day, where even if you don't need to go, so the first couple of weeks you probably won't feel like you need to go. You're going to go into the toilet. You are going to sit in there for 5 minutes only and just see if anything happens. You are not going to strain. You are not going to go on your phone. You are not going to think about, I really need to make sure I have a poo at this time. You are just going to sit there, potentially with your knees slightly elevated. We'll talk about that in another video, and just see if anything happens. If after 5 minutes, nothing happens, don't worry. Get up, crack on with your day. You may end up opening your bowels potentially later on in the day, but what we're trying to do is create that rhythm and routine for your bowels, especially, like I said, for these constipated ones that aren't opening how they should. So That is your exercise number 1. Routine and rhythm. Go to the toilet every single day at the same time for 5 minutes only and see what happens. In the document that I've just created, there is actually a poop tracker that you can use, but you can create, your own thing at home. Did I poop? Yes, no, what was it like? That sort of thing. But we want to get you into a natural rhythm and routine. Another couple of things you can do that really help with your circadian rhythm. The main one is that when you wake up in the morning is looking at daylight. I'm doing this because I'm just looking at a big window in front of me. So get up, open those curtains, go and stand outside, get that natural daylight, even if there's no sun, just the morning daylight. Get that into your eyes. That is going to start to regulate your nervous system and regulate your circadian rhythm, not nervous system. So that's a really, really top tip that can help. And then if you can, try and go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time. It isn't easy, especially with the modern lifestyle, but those things can massively, massively help and get your body naturally into its own rhythm, and it thrives. It really does thrive in its own rhythm. So that's your tip number 1 for a better poop. As always, any questions, let me know. If you think it's going to be helpful for someone else, please do like and share. It just helps other people find it. And I can't wait to bring you some more.